Hi, welcome to the F1 Time Portal. Today we're sharing our POV on the 2026 Hungarian Grand Prix. I'm your host, Luigi.
And I'm your other host, Rosa. So let's go. And today we've got a new guest with us, Louis, your friend, Phil. Lucky Phil, because you're on our podcast. Good. How are you?
I'm doing really well. Great to be with you both. Thanks for having me.
No worries. So we're just going to get a few of the people need to get to know you, Phil. So we're going to ask you a few questions. Who's your favourite driver on the grid today?
I guess I don't have a particular favourite. I'm a bit of a floozy, from one year to another. This year I'm going for Lewis because I want to see him make a comeback.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, like if Lewis wasn't around doing much, I'd probably be going for Oscar maybe, or maybe Jimmy. Like it's race to race. I don't like to see anybody just dominating.
So are you one of those fans that always say that Lewis is an 8-time world champion, and before you catch yourself and have to say, oh, actually, no, he's only a 7-time world champion?
I do tend to think that he is a bit of an 8-time champion. However, I think Phillip Massa might have something to say about that, isn't he?
Yeah, okay. Yep.
Trying to make him a 6-times champion.
All right.
Or it makes him a 9-time champion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're just a diehard F1 fan. That's good to hear.
Yeah, I've been into F1 since it started in Adelaide, and I was living in Sydney. It was always in November.
Right. Yes.
Exams were always on at that time, first at school and then at university. So I could never actually make it to the race. I didn't get to my first race. I'm not sure if I went once or twice to Adelaide, but I definitely went to the final race there in 95. Drove down.
Nice. Nice. Yeah. All right. So one more question. Mm-hmm. Who is your favourite driver of all time?
Well, probably the guy that I've gone for the most was Damon Hill.
Damon Hill?
Wow. That's massive.
And you met him. You met him, Louis.
I met him.
We met him, yeah.
Gentleman Damon Hill.
The Australian world champion.
Yeah. That
was it.
I think, I agree. To me, he's a double world champion. Yeah.
Double? Oh, 94 and 96?
94.
Yeah, well, 94, Schumacher drove. Schumacher is not one of my favourites, and neither is Senna for that matter. So, sorry for all you Senna fans.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
I don't like the politics,
Yeah.
you know what? I love Lauda. Who can't love Lauda?
Love Lauda.
One of the most underrated drivers, I think. He really is massively underrated.
Yes.
Yeah. He's probably my favourite, actually, now that I think of it.
And
I still listen to his interviews.
Yeah. So, Louis, I was going to say, maybe Lucky Phil here, is a good candidate for when we do the 88, 89, 90. No, 89 and 90, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where he can be one of the... Well, if we're going to have, it's hard to find an impartial observer to those years. So we're going to have a Prost person and a Senna person, or an anti-Senna person. And I think that's Phil.
I could be anti-Senna.
Yeah.
I mean,
so we'll have to give that some thought.
I do love Senna. I was watching the night that he died. And I almost, sorry to bring everybody down for a moment here, but I almost, like Gerhard Berger, almost gave up Formula One after that. This is hard.
I know. Yeah. Very heartbreaking time.
And then,
all right,
and then
well, that's good.
I gave up again during the Schumacher years, by the way, because Schumacher was just winning too much.
Well, and you didn't give up during the Max years?
No, I kind of kept hoping that, something would happen, but
what about the Hamilton years?
I know that was pretty boring as well. I know that was, but I thought Rosberg had a chance, and Danny Ricciardo, I didn't want to miss Danny boy. Danny was a legend. I used to love watching Danny.
I've got
you must be loving.
And pivoting on that Danny boy, we saw a bit of a Danny boy move in this race.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Wasn't it?
I called that a Ricardo dive. That's what I called
Yes,
that.
it
Yeah.
was. It was.
Yeah.
And if anybody knows about MotoGP, it was like a Kevin Schwantz move back in the old days.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Under brakes, just sliding a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was about to say, though, you must be enjoying this season because I think we've had like 6 different race winners or something ridiculous.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
haven't
isn't
we?
it good to see every,
Yeah.
you've got, I mean, Red Bull hasn't won yet, but you've got, McLaren, you've got Mercedes, you've got Ferrari. So, and Red Bull's come second a couple of times. So it's a very
Yeah.
good season, I think.
And also lots of different people on the podium, like the racing bull. No, not the racing bulls. I think Gasly's made it up there. So,
Yep.
yeah, it's been an interesting season. All
Yeah,
right.
five
Louis,
different reigners, 5 different winners in the last 5 races. I mean,
yeah.
it's not
Yeah.
we thought it was going to be like a 2023 Max Verstappen year, and it's turning out to be not like that. It looks like it's a mixed bag.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
I'm glad to see McLaren not winning all the time as well. I think it's
Me
good
too.
to shake it up a little bit. I'm looking forward to
Yeah.
talking about them because I think there's some.
I'm
issues.
really angry with them at the moment, actually.
Same here.
I'm
Same
very,
we're going to
very
get there.
angry.
We'll get there.
Built it out.
No,
Can I
I think we almost have to talk about it first, Luigi.
Oh, you want to go there first? Can I go
Oh.
somewhere? Can I go somewhere superficial first, just before we go there?
Okay.
You're so shallow,
All right.
Louis.
Yeah, for the
He
record,
is, isn't he?
for the record, I still don't like the HP logo on the Ferrari. I'm still not
No.
used to it, and it
No.
still bothers me every race. I just want it to be on the
Yes.
record. I just want it on the record.
Yeah. How does blue and
Look,
white go
you
with
know-
red?
Yeah.
From the helicopter shot or from the drone shot, that white thing looks okay. It actually looks not bad, and it does remind me of that Lauda car in the 70s, right? But the closer you get, and the more you see the shape of the white thing, and then you see the big blue thing in it, the more offensive it becomes.
And to add to this, this is going to be this is going into the weeds a little bit, but you know the halo, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
On the halo of the Red Bull and the Racing Bull, they've got Ford as an engine supplier. Big deal, right? But it's the oval Ford logo, but it's in white. And all the other, because you see all the other logos are in white, and it's a nice design, right? On the Ferrari car, it's blue HP on the halo. And I'm like, they're not even providing an engine. They're just providing money. They're just providing money. You know, it's like Ford must be saying, we got ripped off. We should have a blue Ford logo on our halo. You know, so I'm just saying it's money.
Maybe
talks,
they're
right?
scared that their Ford blue logo will be misinterpreted as the HP logo. Maybe they weren't allowed to put it on there.
Yeah,
Can I say, I think the Racing Bulls logo is pretty, like the overall livery. I like it.
Yeah. It's a pretty cool car.
Livery was the Japanese Grand Prix.
Yes.
Yes.
I've got to get one of those jackets. They're like, I don't even know if they make it. I have to have one.
Yeah,
I've got so many different Formula One jackets. There's a place in Sydney that sells them. For $50, I might just tell the audience where you can go get it for $120 a jacket. That's pretty cheap in Newtown. Anyway,
okay. So let's go to the race. And you want to start with the incident. Okay, go for it. What are you going to say?
I do. I really want to start with how McLaren once again have manipulated the race result via nefarious means. They're all, we're going to do the right thing. If whoever's leading the race gets to pit first and we'll keep it fair and we don't want to, that's our rules. But they absolutely managed that to within an inch of its life so that Lando would win that race. 100%.
Well, I'll go so far as this. I mean, okay, for those listening, yes, we are Australian, but I seriously am not biased towards Oscar. If it's a genuine thing, it's a genuine thing. Yeah, I'm going to say this though. We didn't see the papaya rules. We saw the blue rules. And as in the Sainz Williams color car. And what I'm saying is essentially McLaren just loved the fact that Sainz did that because he did their job for them pretty much.
Absolutely. But even without the Sainz incident, now I think Sainz probably took matters into his own hands because he's best buddies with Lando. Like they are best friends. But even if that didn't happen, like take that as you like. I would hope that Carlos has got more integrity than to do something like that in the middle of a race. But even without that, the way they managed that pit stop to hit Oscar and get him out in the middle of the traffic and then allow Lando so much time to build up that gap between him and Oscar. Okay, look, he was fastest. He was faster. You could,
we all know that. Yeah.
We're all knowing that, but that is only 10%, okay, 30%, 50% of what happens on a racetrack. A lot of it is around pit stops, tyre management, and strategy. And Oscar got track position. He overtook Lando at the beginning of the race. Lando made a mistake on that first corner. That's it. He's the leader of the race. You give him every chance to win the race. Like, I just found
I disagree with that rule. I just think that's fundamentally anti-Formula One. That is the enemy of Formula One to say, you got to head at turn one.
Which rule?
So therefore you should be leading the race. I think there's no championship up for grabs. Let these guys hammer it out together. They're Formula
Well,
One.
they didn't hammer it. I think they manufactured that, Phil, to get Lando lead. Like, if he was faster, overtake him on track. Yeah, why couldn't he overtake him?
I agree with you on that point, but I don't agree. So I agree with you on the point that you made that the way they brought Oscar in and brought him into traffic, that was despicable. And not only that, if you heard the post-race interview, Lando even said himself, I wanted to try to get them to pit. So he was talking about Oscar. So he basically manipulated that situation going, I want to pit. Oh, and now that you're going to make him pit, no, I don't want to pit. Hang me out so that I can win. So that was actually very, I can't believe that the guys at McLaren are that stupid that they let him get away with it. I think it was, I think that they thought, yes, that's a good way to make this work and seem like we're fair, but they aren't fair.
That's right.
But to answer your other point about who comes out at the end of turn one, just because Oscar's in the lead at the end of turn one, tough cookies. I mean,
my point there. Look, I agree with you. Let them fight it out. But if Lando was faster and if he was good at overtaking, he should have overtaken him 7 times before then. Like, don't treat us, the viewing public, like idiots.
Yeah.
To go, we just did the right thing by both drivers. No, you didn't.
Yeah.
No, you absolutely didn't.
So what should happen? Like, let me ask you guys, if Oscar wants to stay out and Lando wants to come in, should they have let him do the undercut?
Well, I don't think that's where I was going to say. I'll answer that in a different way. I disagree with you on one thing, Phil, when you said the driver in the lead gets the first pit stop strategy. I think even though that's, it's the one thing that gives them a line in the sand to understand. Otherwise, everything becomes subjective and controversial. Everything does. So at least they say, well, the driver in the front has a preferential pit stop. But I'm not quite answering your question, Phil, but what I will say is that if Piastri and Norris were not in the same team, there's no way in the world Piastri was going to pit. At all.
Exactly.
And that's the point of it. That because they're in the same team, it was not a completely unfair, I think.
So what happens is
Piastri was right to be upset. Yeah. And he backed down afterwards. But we all knew Norris was faster. Okay, that's a given.
Yes.
But this is Hungary.
I don't deny that.
We've seen drivers win this race that are like the third or fourth fastest driver, and they won the race. That's what Piastri should have taken. Yeah, that's what Piastri should have done too, and that would have been tough titties on Norris. You know,
that's right.
But do you think that, like, if they went to Piastri and said, "Okay, we're going to let you pit first. Do you want to pit now?" So, or he might have said, "Well, I want to pit in a few laps." Okay.
Yeah.
But then you go to Lando and say, "Well, what do you want to do?" "Oh, let's go for the undercut." But then Lando might have come out in traffic, so maybe they should have let him go for the undercut. Because then, but I just think that whatever they get the first person to do, they'll have another strategy for the second person.
Yes.
In opposition to the first strategy. So, but they should just have individual strategies.
I agree with you, Phil.
Yeah.
But that just then goes to strategy, right? But you let the first driver have the first pick of the strategy that they want,
Yeah.
And then you go to the second driver and go, well, this is the strategy. He's turned it down or whatever. What do you want to do? And then it's fair. But they manipulated that.
They did.
Yeah.
And
So,
I think Lando
in a way,
yeah, go on.
I was just about to say, in a way, I'm glad that Oscar didn't finish the race in the end.
Yeah.
It was probably sucked in McLaren. You know, you don't get those points to your constructors. I mean, poor Oscar. Although he was running fourth at this point, fifth. I don't remember exactly.
And he switched off. He was falling before he retired.
That's
maybe the gearbox was going on him before
maybe.
that. But he was falling away at a rapid pace. But we all knew Norris had more pace. That was not the question.
I'm not denying that at all.
Yeah. They're not fighting for a championship. So let them race.
That's what I think. Let them race.
I agree. Yeah. Let them race. That's right. But as we know, races and championships aren't only won on the track. They're won in the pits. They're won on the strategy. They're won in other areas. So I think all of it has to be treated with integrity, not just what they think we see happening on the track. I don't think they handled that with integrity at all.
I reckon that Piastri is suffering what Mark Webber used to suffer.
Yes, he is.
And it's like multi-21, you know?
Yes.
He's the number 2 driver. Mark Webber should be nailing this. I mean, come on, Mark. He lives down the road from me. I've seen him once in Noosa. Yeah. And I wanted to go and say g'day, but I didn't because he was talking. He was having lunch with somebody.
We'd have to send you some of our business cards. I want you to letterbox drop him every day.
Yeah.
And some pens and cups.
Yes, because I've often had Formula One nights, as Luigi knows. He's come over, and we have all the boys come over on Monday night. We have a media blackout on Monday. Everybody comes over, and I think if I ever meet Mark Webber, I'm going to invite him to one of those nights.
Absolutely, but you're right. He should be all over this, and he should be counselling Oscar to leave this team. However, I kind of get the feeling he'd be the number 2 driver in every team he went to.
Exactly. He's got nowhere to go.
No, Red Bull.
Every good team.
Red Bull.
No.
Red Bull's on Max.
No. I'm talking about the switch.
Oh,
Max
the switch. Max
let me just
is not going to leave to go to McLaren.
He's not going from a team that is all for him to a team that has papaya rules. He laughed at papaya rules all last year and almost won the championship because of those stupid papaya rules. He makes fun of those guys.
That's right.
He would just fall to pieces in papaya rules.
No, I think Max.
He's a predator.
Max is confident enough to go into papaya rules, and they would just turn into Max rules, pretty much.
Max will take everything that belongs to Lando and then some, and Lando would be left with nothing. That's the kind of driver he is on track. And off track, he would make sure his dad would make sure that would happen.
Yeah. So I think Max, I think Piastri going to Red Bull is not such a bad idea. One, they technically have the best engine. And if they could just get the car in order, they're on the bottom of an upward trajectory. And look, for a team that's a new engine, they're the 4th fastest team. And look, Max is, despite all his complaints, which he repeatedly said through qualifying and through the race,
whinging.
Yeah. Max's words were at the end, it was like, "How the hell did I end up here when he came second?"
Yeah, he said that they overperformed. They overperformed.
Yeah.
Come on, Max, give us a break, you whinger.
Yeah, but they did, and he did, and that car's got upside. So
I mean, how much did he win last year? And everybody went, "Oh, what a great comeback!" Now, I actually wanted Max to win at the end of last year because I thought I'd love to see a comeback, right?
Me too.
Yeah.
And that would have been cool. I didn't want to see him win the previous 4 years, but I wanted to see him win that year. So, but what I think is that he complains so much. It's kind of like what they do. Oh, yeah, the other guy's got the best car. They got the best car. And it makes you look better when you win. And Max wins so much. And last year he won 10 races. Don't tell me he didn't have the best car.
7, but still.
Sorry, 7.
Still a lot.
Yeah.
No, you know, the funny thing is they all won 7 each.
Max won one more.
That's right.
Max won an extra one.
No.
I don't think so. I think it was 7 all.
I think you're right.
We're here. Yeah, you Google it. But regardless, I'm with you, Phil. I wanted to see Max win it to punish McLaren for the papaya rule.
Me too.
That's all I wanted to see. Yeah. Yeah, we're all on the same page.
I think, can I just also say, as much as, I met Zach Brown at the Aussie Grand Prix this year, because I was in the VIP area, as you do.
Name drop.
Name drop. Yeah, name drop. Mark Webber, Zach Brown.
Me and Zach are like this. We fist pumped. But and I'm grateful for what he's done for the McLaren team and so on, because they're a great team, and he certainly is a hell of a lot better leader than say Ron Dennis, who was horrendous according to all the stories. I listened to David Coulthard talking about what he was like, but I think when you watch Drive to Survive, Zach seems just a little bit soft. He's not like a Toto or a what's our mate from Red Bull? Horner. He's not like a Christian Horner or a Toto. I think he's soft.
He's a bit like a Binotto.
Yes. Binotto was very political. Look the way he swung one way for Vettel, and then as soon as Leclerc started coming up, he dropped Vettel. I think Zach is a bit too soft, and he can't. He plays the soft game like I love yous all. In the words of what was the name of that boxer? I love yous all.
Yeah.
No, the Aussie boxer. I think of his name, Jeff Fennick. I love yous all.
Oh, mate. Jeff Fennick.
Yeah. I think Zach Brown talks a lot like that, but deep down he is favouring Lando. It's pretty clear.
Oh, it's super
100%. And you know what? It's all well and good for that team to come out and say, Lando's a world champion. We're going to promote him in the team or wherever. We're going to back him or whatever. Just be open about it. Don't treat us like idiots.
Yeah.
But you did segue. Right? Yes, I was going to say you segued into a good topic of Max. He ran an amazing race this weekend.
Yeah. And that dive he did on Hamilton was spectacular.
Yeah.
The only thing that undid it was the comment he made about, Hamilton moved under braking. Come on, Max.
Yeah. I know. Come on, Max.
The pot calling the kettle black to the extreme.
Can I just say, because I want Lewis to get back something of what he lost in 2021, my favorite season, right?
Yeah.
Probably other than maybe 1990. When was it that Schumacher was it 94? Schumacher and Hill. That was one of my other favorite seasons. I think it was 94. But I just think that Max, he always goes for the inside. Why does anybody allow Max to go to the inside? Guard the inside. I really don't think that Lewis knew he was coming.
Oh, no one would have expected it. No one would have seen it.
Yeah.
But you've got to guard the inside, And even in, Silverstone in 21, right? That fantastic race where in the sprint race on, what's the name of that corner? It's like top gear corner.
Yeah. You're talking about the one where Hamilton and him
where
touched?
They crashed.
Yeah,
where they touched, right?
And Verstappen went off and hit the wall at 50G or something.
Yeah. So that's the corner I'm talking about. I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but anyway, you know the one that I mean.
I do, yeah.
In the sprint race, right, Lewis went to the outside, couldn't get him. So he dummied him in the actual race and went inside, and Max blew it because you cannot win on the outside in that corner. Cobb's corner, it's called.
Yeah.
And so everybody knows Max drives you, pushes you wide when he gets the inside. Everybody knows that. He's horrible when he's got the inside. He'll drive you off the track like he did it into Lagos in 21.
Yeah.
He does it to everyone. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, they've made new driving standards because of that. So thank you, Max, for giving us new rules to follow. And
I just thought he's a good driver. I mean, he's the best driver on the grid. Hands down.
Yeah. Well, can I move on? So we agreed that was an awesome dive bomb. Yeah. And in this era of Formula One with all the yo-yo racing, it felt like a proper pass.
Yes, it did.
A real genuine pass. Finally,
Did you hear what Anthony Davidson said about it though? That Lewis did not have the energy to compete because
the battery.
Yeah. So I don't know. I like to think it was a proper pass because it was all class. Yeah. But I wonder whether it actually was or whether Lewis just ran out of juice.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that leads me to an interesting topic, and it's a bit funny, but we have to for some reason, Rosie, you've heard me talk about this a bit lately. I'm not a Russell fan. I don't care either way for him. But when he had that disaster start,
anti-stall,
well, he said what happened there, and one of the Mercedes team say anti-stall kicked in, and then I was watching with a friend, Daniel from South Australia, who visited me, and I said, and you triggered it.
Exactly.
That's what I wanted Mercedes to say. I'm making that up, everyone. That's not fact. But it flowed perfectly because it sounded like it flowed, and you triggered it. It's your fault, George.
Why are they blaming anti-stall? Isn't anti-stall just supposed to stop what actually happened?
No, I think it's because the driver kicks it out of gear. And then to stop it stalling, it goes into anti-stall. So I think that's what happened, Luigi. I don't know exactly what anti-stall. I think it stops the car from stalling, yet it engages the clutch, and then you have to select a gear again.
And in Formula One, that's game over when that happens.
Did you see him get mugged? That would actually be pretty stressful, sitting there wondering, just keep my elbows in. I do not want to get taken out.
That's right. Yeah. Because everyone around him was going like twice as fast as him. And, he was just in the middle of the track in the way.
But we were distracted by Piastri's awesome start.
Yes.
Taking the lead.
Yeah.
He threw a dummy to Norris and got the lead. And I thought he's got the win. Even if he doesn't have the pace, he's got the win now. Until what we talked about, but yeah.
So do you think the move on Norris was too aggressive? There was some talk in the commentary about Norris perhaps thinking that Piastri's move of Norris. I thought
Norris
it was really good.
And went on the marbles. He went wide. He was at cold towers.
One of the commentators, I think it was Ted. Said something like, Lando was maybe thinking that, Piastri pushed him wide, pushed him onto the marbles. I was like, Piastri didn't push you wide, mate. You went wide.
Yeah.
And Piastri took advantage of it. Yeah.
Yeah, braked himself, got on the marbles, and
that's right.
Yeah. And can I say, if I'm going to say this, I think if Hamilton didn't have his 3-grid penalty, I think he would have won this race.
I think he would have.
He had the pace. He was put in the traffic. Had the dramas as the race evolved, but he would have been second, if not first.
All right. You've hit on another. You've hit on another emotional topic for me, Luigi. Just Ferrari and their inability to actually make hay when the sun's shining. Like, how good were they in practice 1 and practice 2? You're thinking, wow. This track is made for this Ferrari in this era. This is amazing. And then as soon as qualifying hits us, they're like clinging into each of the cues.
Okay, now I'm going to disagree with you on that because in Q1, I took a note of this as I was proud of Ferrari as a non-Ferrari fan. They ran on mediums and they got through.
They did. They
saved a pair of softs.
They did.
That's what a confident, strong team does.
Okay, but then in Q3, where did they end up, Louis? That last push lap was all yellow sectors. It was all yellows for both of them. I said, what is the point of saving good red tyres, soft tyres, and then bottling your last push lap?
Well, they both blew it.
They both did it. And they ended up 3rd and 4th or 4th and 5th or whatever.
No, 2nd and 3rd. You're hammering them. You're a Ferrari fan. I'm supporting them. I'm surprised here.
Or 2nd and 3rd. But they should have gotten pole. They should have. I mean, Lando, who got pole in the end?
Lando snatched pole right at the end.
Snatched it. And was that when Max went off? That was the Max.
Yeah. Max,
that was the Max.
No,
but that didn't affect it though. It was.
But I know. Like the commentators said, I think Ferrari went out and did their big run too early because the track was heating up.
And then their last run was awful. They totally missed it.
Yeah.
And then in the race, okay, they're starting what it was. Well, by the way, what's his name? Hamilton is reminding me of, those lovely old people that walk around the mall not really knowing where they're going and not really aware of their surroundings and walking really slowly. That's what he's reminding me of in this season. He's making the most basic of mistakes. He's getting penalised nearly every race since Monaco. He's had a penalty, but even more than one.
Look at the penalty. I mean, the penalty that he got for
the blocking,
against Piastri.
Yeah,
not his fault. That's his team's fault.
Yeah, I know. But he's just like, it's like he's clueless. It's like he's Mr. Magoo at the moment. What is going on?
No, Phil, we need to clarify. Phil, Rosa's a Leclerc fan, just to clarify.
Oh, my gosh. Is that what happened?
Yeah,
Were you in an accident or something? I don't know. I do love Charles. I do love Charles or whatever.
All right, so hang on a minute. So after all of that, they go, okay, we're starting second and third. We're going to put soft tyres on, Luigi. We're going to put soft tyres on for the start of the race.
I think that's a smart move.
And then what happens?
For this track, that's a good move.
Smart move, absolutely. But Leclerc loses 3 places off the start. He loses 3 places. And Hamilton, I think he makes up maybe 1. I can't remember exactly.
Yeah.
But he's starting from 5th anyway because of his 3-place grid penalty. So they have this amazing strategy. And again, they can't capitalise on it.
Well, they were stuck behind Max. I mean, let's face it.
Yeah, I know.
That's a circuit issue. That circuit is a crap circuit for overtaking. If it was Silverstone last week, Max would have got blasted by Lewis, and Oscar would have got blasted by Lando.
Yeah, pretty much.
I know. Yeah.
You know?
But even on the straights, Phil, they didn't have the straight line. They couldn't even use their battery boost.
It's not long enough at Hungaroring. I mean, you could see that even when they were right up against him in the final turn, I think it's turn 14.
Yeah.
They still couldn't overtake at the end of turn 1, the pit straight.
I know.
Yeah. Well, can I mention, you're talking about Leclerc. I want to mention something I thought was hilarious in the race.
Oh, no.
When
he always does
behind,
this to me, Phil.
When Leclerc was behind Hamilton, his words were, he was behind Hamilton. He clearly was a bit faster. He said, is there anything I can do strategy-wise?
Yes, I remember that line.
So that's so political. I mean, is there anything you can do strategy-wise
to get me ahead of this guy?
Yeah.
He's so flippant political, mate. I can't stand politics in Formula One. He reminds me a little bit of Alain Prost, who, by the way, I love as a driver, but he was the professor of politics more than anything else.
Oh, okay.
Right? And Charles is like him. The way Charles had Vettel ousted in Ferrari, through politics. And because, listen, I work in the corporate sector with a lot of different companies, okay?
Yeah.
I've seen the way some of these Italian companies operate. They are highly political. It's a toxic environment, right?
You've stumbled
I'm telling you, Ferrari's like that.
Yes. Phil, you've stumbled across a game that Luigi and I like to play, which is, every single racing car, every single Formula One driver has to fit into 2 football ovals. One with the name of Prost on it and one with the name of Senna on it. And we play this game. I say, is he a Senna or a Prost? Antonelli, Senna. 100% Senna.
Yeah, even looks like
Max.
I'm not buying
Senna.
that, by the way. Yeah, okay.
He's 100% Senna. Max is a Senna.
Oh, Max
George
Max redefined Senna and pushed it further.
Yeah.
George is a Prost. Lando is a Prost. And now and I'm a Senna fan, and you've put Charles into the Prost category.
He totally is. He's a politician. He should go for Prime Minister
Monaco.
Monte Carlo.
He probably would become the Prime Minister of Monte Carlo, because there's an old Argentinian Formula One driver called Carlos Reutemann. He became the Prime Minister of Argentina. Why not?
Wow. I didn't know that.
So that's Ferrari for you.
I think,
that's the
Charles
Ferrari
is a great driver. He's a great driver. He's certainly great in one lap, and he's had some great battles. But, it's good to see Lewis up there battling with him, and they're pretty much neck and neck. I mean, Lewis has won, been ahead in some races, and now Charles has come back.
All right.
So
well, let me ask you this,
close.
Phil. Do you think Charles will ever be a world champion?
No, because I don't think Ferrari will ever be world champions. Not unless they actually have...
It's just like a knife through my heart.
Yeah, I love Ferrari. I want them to be world champions. I do. but I don't think they can be that because there's too many leaders in that team. You got Elkin at the top, you've got Fred Vasseur, and you've got all these other people that are unknown that are all pulling the strings, and you need like a Toto, or you need like a Christian Horner, or a Jean Todt. That's what you need.
And can I say something even more brutal? That when Ferrari, because they will eventually get there, the money just has to eventually work, right? Eventually.
I agree.
And you know what's going to happen? Behrman's going to beat him on the day. Behrman will beat Leclerc to the championship, like what Antonelli's doing to Russell right now. I just think Charles he's a fantastic driver. He's one of the quickest, but I just can't see them getting over all the political crap, and they're not aggressive enough usually in their strategies. I think
I think they were, like Luigi said, they were very, very bullish in their qualifying strategy and even in their race strategy. I think they're getting there. They just need to execute.
But what about at the end of the race, bringing Hamilton in? Was that the right move? Honestly, how much risk is there bringing someone in?
On this track where it's hard to pass, and they even said Max's strategy, or not Max, it was Red Bull, was not pitting, was the right thing to do. And that's obvious. Monaco and Hungary. Those are the two tracks. As armchair critics, we can make that call.
Position. That position, right? It's everything. I mean, you would say in one sense after 2021, you would never want to let Max be the one pitting and you be the one left out there, okay? And so I understand why Lewis is probably going, yes, I want to pit. I don't want to be on crap tires to Max.
Well, that's what happened to him in 21, isn't it?
Yeah, but the reality is you can't pass on that track. Lewis couldn't get a pass done on that track. So why did he suddenly think he was going to get a pass done? And there's too many risks. There's a tyre knot coming off, a wheel knot. There's a potential of a speeding fine.
Yeah.
Who knows what can happen?
Well, he did get a speeding fine. Is that the stop that he did get the speeding fine?
Or was it earlier? And I think it was that one. It was that one.
It was that's what I mean. That's a ridiculous, unnecessary.
He would have come second. He would have finished second.
Yes.
Sure, he would have had Max on his back.
Yeah.
But he would have come second.
Max wouldn't have been able to pass either, probably, because he can't pass on this track.
Caution would have been the way to go because, let's face it, he had track position on Max.
But there was a massive tyre offset. There was a massive tyre offset. But Max had softs on. Like he had 20, he would have had like 30 lap softs. There's no way he would have been able to overtake him.
No.
Even if he did catch up to him.
And that leads me to the very, very funny moment in the race for me with Max and those softs. Did you remember the moment when Max, I loved when he asked this question, you knew something special was coming when he said, is there any evidence that the softs are working on the other tyres, on the other cars? And, you thought, interesting question. And they're like saying, it's working.
Yes,
then
Max.
why am mine SH? The rest, right? It was beautiful. It was like
it was so funny.
That's
what I do like Max for his straight to the face.
Yes.
Don't tell me this. Don't tell me it's all these problems.
That's right.
Oh,
that's right.
And don't answer with this.
What's wrong with my blah blah? And don't tell me it's me or something.
Oh no, it was like don't tell me it was the da da da. It was like Max, good on you.
That is funny. Yes,
and I do like Jean-Pierre. What's his name?
GP. He's leaving, isn't he? At the end of the year
to McLaren. But I love the way he treats Max. He literally. He nails him right back.
Like a
mentor.
Max needs that. He needs that.
He does.
I'm going to ask a question. Okay. There was a lot of attention given to Aston Martin because it's their B-spec car, semi-new car. No, hear me out. Hear me out. That Aston Martin, there's two things I'm going to say here. One, that Aston Martin did not have the 4 or 5 days of pre-race testing like all the other teams had at the start of the year. So let's cut them some slack. But they were 2 or 3 seconds faster than the last race, which was 1 week ago. But okay, tick there. They've got potential upside here. But most of this race, Stroll was not far behind Alonso. Has Alonso lost it?
Oh, mate, there's no way Alonso's lost, and not in a race like this weekend where he's got his, an opportunity to show he's got his mojo. I don't think so. I just think it's a tough car to drive. And even though they had a bit more pace, it's still probably unbalanced and a bit of a pig compared to what they really need to do to drive fast and to get good results. So, saying things like, has Alonso lost it? Has Lewis lost it? Give me a break. That's just media hype.
Oh, no, but I'm talking about, but Stroll was close to him. Come on.
Oh,
that's a good argument. That's a good argument.
Yeah,
Louis, Alonso was ahead of him most of the race. I think Stroll finished ahead of him, though, didn't he?
Let me have a look.
He did. I think he actually finished.
He finished ahead of him. It doesn't give me the break. It doesn't give me the distance on the chart that I'm looking at, though.
I think it came down to some pit stops and stuff. Look, by the end of it, and you're right, they were probably doing testing while in the race as well. Like they were probably gathering data. They knew they weren't going to, get in the points. But I don't think he's lost it. I think he's just working on the car, and I think he's biding his time.
Alonso reminds me a little bit of Scarface because he often
the movie,
Scarface. Yeah. Because he often refers to himself as the bad guy. And it's just that famous line in Scarface, take good night to the bad guy, Scarface, bad guy. And Alonso wants to be that guy.
Yeah.
I just don't want him, like you don't want to see champions. And we've said this before, Louis, when we're doing the history stuff. You don't want to see champions finish their career on the low, on the down.
Yeah. Like
you
Graham
kind of
Hill.
want them, you kind of want them to finish on a high.
But he wasn't a champion. He was a good driver, but not a champion.
Jackie Stewart probably should have gone on a couple more seasons, but, he finished on a high. He finished as world champion. Yeah, that's right. So I sort of want him to have a good competitive year before he decides to quit altogether. Even if he doesn't win the championship, you want him to be fighting for one. Yeah.
I agree with you, Rosa, and that's one of the things that bugs me about Formula One. All these young dudes are getting the top cars. Why isn't Alonso in Kimi Antonelli's car, for example?
Yeah.
Honestly, if Lewis left, why wouldn't you put Alonso in there? Because Kimi Antonelli they thought he was a generational talent. But, Alonso could have
because you lose them. That's right.
Season 1 and nailed it.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, the signing of Lewis might be the oldest driver signing we'll see in a very, very, very long time.
Yeah.
What was he, 43 or 42 or something? Was he?
Yeah, but
I don't know.
Alonso's like 44 or something, isn't it? Yeah. So, and he's apparently got another year in him. He said he's going to drive for another year.
Well, I don't think another team would take him because of what you said, Phil. You got that Solov guy on F2. He's now the talk of the town. Oh, everyone's clamoring to sign him.
Where's he going to fit? Because Red Bull, think of the Red Bull team. Max is, okay, let's say Max stays. He's locked in. Yeah. Hadjar is doing a damn good job.
Yes,
in that
he's doing an amazing job.
Lindblad is looking damn awesome.
Yes,
and Lawson is beating him.
Yes,
so,
that's right.
Where's Sol? I call him Solvol, the soap. The soap, that rough soap, right?
Yes.
But where's he going to go?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And can we just revert back to Hadjar and the amazing job he did as a teammate to Max during that race?
Yeah, that was pretty epic, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was epic. That was really good. Yeah, he held up Lewis and then he easily let Max through and then he held up the next guy.
Beautifully done, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Just amazing. And I said to Richard, my partner, when we were watching, I said, do you reckon Perez would have done that for Max? I was like,
he wouldn't have been in a position to do it.
He wouldn't even have been there.
True, yeah.
He could have been. No, but he'd have had blue flags on him. That's the problem.
Yeah. And what was it? Yuki Tsunoda would have smashed into Lewis and tried to drive him off the track.
That's right. Exactly. Yes.
Yeah. And Hulkenberg got points, finally.
Yes.
Finally.
Hey, that reminds me, Louis, how much regret do you think Carlos has got not signing with Audi right now and signing with the vacuous faker, James Vowles? Sorry, James, I don't really know you, but I don't trust what you say anymore. You said a lot of things and none of them have come true. So I just think he's just let an opportunity slip by there. And his dad had links to that team.
Sainz is a great driver. I love Carlos. I really like him. And he's a great looking bloke. He is
a great
cool.
Phil,
he's a cool
never
dude.
A truer word spoken.
He's a cool guy. He's not political. He's, I really like him as a driver.
He's a thinking man driver too. Yep. Like he's always thinking about strategy and he's always thinking about the best position and stuff. And he's ended up at frickin' Williams, who's they're arguably in the worst period of that team's life.
Is it a rule of Spanish drivers? Like how many bad moves has Alonso made?
That's right.
It's a no-brainer. Why didn't he join Audi?
Can I just say this? Because Flavio manages Alonso, by the way. That's why he's made bad decisions. Because Flavio is the original bad guy.
Yeah. But it's a big miss for his career. We talk about this a lot, Louis, in the history podcast. Because you can see how people with hindsight, make the wrong decision about which team to go to.
Yeah.
And he had an in. His dad had links to that team. They wanted him there.
Yeah.
And he chose Williams. And now look at him. He's like
Did he not realise Audi was a German team?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Germans they don't do half-hearted things. They do it proper. I've not often heard of German engines or teams flop around much. They might have one bad year, but then they come good.
Yeah.
I'm just gutted he didn't go to Red Bull. I'm gutted he didn't go back to Red Bull.
He wasn't invited.
I know.
Yeah,
because Max's dad doesn't get on with Carlos's dad. Give me a break. The whole world wants to see them fight it out.
No.
They blocked us.
I don't think Max liked him in the team either. I think Carlos was just a little bit too disrespectful to Max.
Yeah, it's too fast. Fast is the word. It's kind of like Vettel having a no Alonso clause while he was in Ferrari. You can't do that sort of stuff.
Well, but for the record, don't forget Senna was one of the first people that did that. He said, when he was in Lotus, he said, I don't want another. Well, his argument was a bit different. He said, this Lotus team can only do one decent car. So I don't want another driver that's fast. Yeah, but if another driver was fast enough, then they'd have to spread the resource a bit thinner. But still, Derek Warwick was a top driver. He got blocked from Lotus, and therefore he went into the wilderness of this Formula One career. Now as a steward, now as a head steward and stuff. But but he never won a race. Derek Warwick never won a race.
Yeah, I remember Derek Warwick. Can I say though, I think there's two kinds of drivers. You called it a Prost or a Senna style. I think there are sportsman drivers and there are business drivers. And I think Senna is a business guy. I think guys like Damon Hill are
I thought you were going to go the other way around. You mean good sport? You mean like good sport? Oh, got it.
Like a good sport.
There's a good sport like Webber. And then there's a business guy like Vettel or like Max.
Good sports finish last, mate.
I'll do anything to win. I'll do anything to win. And that even means being a bad sportsman.
Look, that's a topic for another series of 17 podcasts, I think, there, Phil. Because I kind of tip my hat to the people that win, that want to just win and race. Like I kind of tip my hat to that. They own that persona, that own that motivation.
Not if they're taking out another driver.
I think there have been a couple of instances where that's been taken too far. Yep, I agree. But if they were all all sportsmen's, we wouldn't have the beautiful discussions and points of interest that come out of Formula One.
I disagree. I know we're jumping, but think of was it 25 Monza when Leclerc and Sainz had 2 or 3 laps of awesome battles? Yeah. That was good. Yeah. Was that the business driving according to you, Phil?
Yeah.
Business driving?
No, sportsman. It was sportsman-like.
That was sportsman-like.
I get the terminology I'm being thrown by it a bit.
Yeah. Sportsman-like.
Good sport.
That they were like wheel to wheel,
Yeah.
not cutting each other any slack, but it was awesome, dynamic battles.
Yeah.
It didn't feel soft.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It didn't. No.
And same with China this year between Leclerc and Hamilton. That was good sportsmanship.
That was good.
That was what you want to see.
Yeah. Yep.
You don't want to see people doing something at all costs.
Yeah.
You know? all costs to win. That's not sport. That's but then
well, it is, but like Louis says, it shouldn't be at the cost of someone else's opportunity.
Well, so, I'll say one final thing on it, because I think we've got to wrap up now. But I was going to say, as you've heard me say many a time, Rosa, if you put me in a Formula One car and you're trying to pass me, Rosa, and I just veer to the right really sharp to take you out, if I can do it, I don't respect it when some other driver does it.
Yeah,
either.
you 100% have done it in a go-kart, Luigi.
Yeah, that's right.
I've got a friend who's a Max fanatic, and that's exactly what he did to me. I'm taking a corner in the go-kart, and he just slipped it up the inside, and I had to drive off the racing line to not crash into him.
Yeah.
That's what these guys do. It's not sportsmanship. So, I mean, at the end of the day, if you don't like what I say, then that's probably because you're one of those business guys, you win at all costs. But if you're a good sport, then you'll agree with what I say.
Respect it to a certain. I don't know that I would do it myself. I'm probably like Luigi and yourself. I'd probably want to. I'm a bit more fairer about that, but I kind of respect the guys who live it and do it. I kind of go, good on you, and you don't shy away from it. But is it good for the sport? No, you wouldn't want it to be like that all the time, and you wouldn't want all the drivers to be like that, because then that takes away, like Louis says, the skill and some of the nuances around racing. But the odd one that comes through is interesting, I think.
Well, something one of my friends asked me once, because they didn't really watch Formula One in the 80s and the 90s, and they said, I've heard about Senna and I've heard he's a bit of an aggressive driver. And I said, how is he like versus Max? And I said, I can summarize it very easily. Senna would take you out when it counted for the championship. Max will take you out every race.
Yeah. Totally.
Oh, that's a bit unfair.
As in not every race. If you're a threat to the championship, he'll take you out every race.
Yeah. Okay.
If you're not a threat to the championship, Max will won't do it.
But for credit to Max, the rules allowed him to do that.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, that's right.
He maximized the rules.
All throughout history, Senna, Michael, they all had rules changed because of the way they drove. Yeah. So the rules allowed them to do it.
Don't get me started on Michael Schumacher. I still can't get over the fact that he drove Barrichello off almost pit wall.
Barrichello?
That was not for anything. They were not fighting for championship.
And then Ruben said, now you see what I've had to put up with all these years. He's trying to kill me. I'm not a Schumacher fan, but he was going in what he could get away with, and the rules allowed it.
Yep.
So you got to ask yourself what's right, and I don't think we'll ever have 100% of people agreeing.
What was that? Didn't he win a race from the pits or something? Do you remember when the pit line was?
That's pretty awesome. I have to admit,
that is awesome.
Because he was serving a penalty. That's why.
Yeah,
and his pits happened to be past the racing line.
But that's not bad sportsmanship.
Yeah, that's clever. That's clever.
It is. It is a bit. It's a bit cheeky.
Yeah.
Wow, this has been an amazing podcast.
We've
guys.
gone
I've
off.
really
We've gone
enjoyed
off track.
this.
I think we needed to get this episode out of the way with Phil, so that now when we do the next race review, we won't need to go through all the historical stuff because we've covered it now.
My next race I'll probably be going for Lindblad as the best driver in the world. So
okay.
I'm a bit wishy-washy that way.
I'm going to have to ask you every time we see you.
Yeah.
No, well, that was so now we got a 4-week break, guys. We won't be doing any races for 4 weeks. So
that's good, because I can't take 2 hours off work to watch the race every time you guys want to have a chat.
And with Rosa, we've got to convince Phil to join one of our TP championships where we rewrite each race. I think, Phil, it's not that much research. You can do it. We give you the stuff to read. You make your own opinion, and it's
you can make it up.
It's just like this, but even more aggressive, I think.
Yeah, well, Good one. Well, I can't wait for Baku. That's one of my favorite tracks.
Malaysia's back.
Yeah, Malaysia's a good track. I like doing a bit of sim racing. And so like last week, I went to my friend's house and we raced Spa after the race, and Spa is the best track. Like, it's epic.
Yeah, a lot of drivers love Spa.
And I know the Azerbaijan track, that's epic. And the slipstreaming and down that massive straight, and there's some great cornering. So.
Okay, I just have one quick question for you, Phil, before we wind up.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say let's say we gave you the latest F1 racing game, but you had to drive it with these battery deployment stuff.
Let it be the pits.
Yeah.
I'm not even in. I just get so bored. I just drive into the pits. Honestly.
No, you have to decelerate in Eau Rouge, okay?
Oh, wow.
If you're pole position, you have to decelerate there.
Can I just say, when we were on the sim the other day, my friend put it in. He does is it called iRacing? That's what Max does, right?
Yeah.
So we were doing iRacing. No, it's iRacing. And he's got this incredible steering wheel. Like it feels real. And when you correct it, you're doing power slides and stuff. So I did Eau Rouge in a Porsche, and I had to slow down because every other time I didn't slow down, I drove it straight off the track into the wall. Yeah. But it is an epic corner to take. But with the downforce they have on the F1 cars, I mean, that would be incredible. And the vertical G-forces as you go in the dip, and then as you come over what's the name of the Radeon coming over the hill? That is just epic.
Yeah.
Anyway, sim racing.
On that note, we're going to call it. Thanks a lot, Phil. It's been awesome.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Louis.
Great to see you, Rosa and Luigi.
Yeah, thanks for coming. And it was one of the most broadest Hungarian race reviews ever.
Yeah, it was a good one. It was a good one.
It was a good one. Yeah. All right.
Well
see you, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.